Hello and welcome to Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow Today. I'm your host, Tessa Tubbs. Today's topic is leadership in times of crisis. As leaders, crises aren't something we can always prevent, but how we handle them defines our effectiveness. Whether it's a financial crisis, a sudden organizational change, or a global pandemic, moments like these test our skills and character. In this episode, we'll explore three key areas. 1, crisis management and leadership. 2, leading with empathy. And 3, communication during crisis. Along the way, I'll share practical strategies and real-world examples to help you rise to the occasion when crises strikes. Reflect on your own experience and think about how you can apply these insights to strengthen your leadership. Let's start with crisis management and leadership. Leadership during a crisis requires resilience, not just the ability to endure challenges, but the capacity to lead with clarity and direction. Take Mai Ling, a financial analyst who found herself navigating extreme market volatility during the pandemic. Her ability to lead wasn't about knowing all the answers. Instead, she leaned on her values of teamwork and transparency. By clearly communicating the path forward, she helped her team stay focused and grounded during the chaos. On the other hand, John, a retail manager, hesitated when his company faced a supply chain disruption. His indecision and lack of communication left his team in the dark, causing delays and mistrust. This shows that taking action, guided by your values, is essential in times of crisis. I want you to think about a time when you faced a sudden challenge. How did your values guide your decisions, and what did you learn from the experience? During a crisis, setting short-term goals helps keep your team focused and engaged. Small, daily, or weekly wins will build momentum and help everyone feel like they're making progress. Now let's shift to leading with empathy. Empathy is critical in crisis leadership because it strengthens trust and encourages your team to stay committed even in tough times. Let's look at Marcus. He's a tech leader who had to downsize his team during a financial downturn. While layoffs were unavoidable, Marcus took the time to personally check in with each employee, allowing space for them to voice their concerns. This helped slow down unplanned turnover, as employees who might have left out of fear felt reassured and more connected to the company. His empathy didn't save all the jobs, but it saved key talent and morale, which made a significant difference in how the team recovered. Think about a leader who has shown empathy toward you. How did that impact your experience, and how can you bring that level of empathy to your own leadership? Here's a quick empathy checklist for crisis leadership. Step 1, listen actively. Give your team your full attention. Step 2, validate their emotions. Let them know their concerns are heard. You don't have to agree with them. You're just validating how they feel. Step 3, offer support. Be there to provide guidance or a safe space to talk. And step 4, foster psychological safety. Ensure your team feels they can speak up without fear. Empathy in leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about showing your team that you care. Now, let's talk about communication during a crisis. Clear and consistent communication is vital. How you communicate can make all the difference in how your team responds to uncertainty. Let's consider Daniel, the CEO of a mid-sized company that faced a significant cyber attack. Instead of staying silent or delaying communication, Daniel immediately addressed the situation with his team and clients. He didn't have all the answers, but his transparency reassured everyone that the issue was being handled, and regular updates helped maintain trust. Contrast this with leaders who hesitate to communicate. Lack of transparency only breeds fear and uncertainty, which can escalate a crisis far beyond its original scope. So think about how you communicate during challenging times. Are you open and transparent? How can you improve your communication to build trust? When communicating during a crisis, set clear goals for who needs to be informed, how often, and through which channels. Keep the lines of communication open and allow for feedback from your team. Leadership in times of crisis requires resilience, empathy, and communication. Your values will guide your actions, and your team will look to you for clarity and support. As we wrap up, I encourage you to download the Leadership in Time of Crisis cheat sheet from careertracks.com. It has quick tips and tools to help you lead effectively in challenging times. Before you go, reflect on this. How can you strengthen your leadership so that when the next crisis hits, you'll be prepared to lead with confidence and empathy? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Share them with us on YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and let's continue the conversation. Thank you for joining me on Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow today. I'm Tessa Tubbs. Until next time, remember to stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading with purpose.